Welcome to Monday. Following a weekend of uncomfortable but necessary conversations, there are big changes to the landscape today. Let's take a look at the wrestling headlines. The wrestling industry reacts to the speaking out movement. As a result, multiple wrestlers are suspended and released, and major changes have been announced to Progress Wrestling. We'll talk about those changes in a little bit. When we last spoke, WWE put out a statement regarding abuse allegations made against several of the WWE wrestlers, and they said they were looking into it and they take all allegations very seriously. Just a few hours following from that, WWE released another statement simply saying WWE has come to terms on the release of Jack Gallaher, aka Jack Claffey. This came following allegations made against Claffey of abuse. Simple one-line statement from WWE saying that Jack Gallaher is no longer with the company. Matt Riddle has responded to allegations made against him as well via his attorney, stating that the allegations made against him are false. Jordan Devlin has also taken to Twitter and released a statement stating the allegations made against him are false, and he is currently working with a legal team. Now, since these allegations have come through, WWE has prepared another statement, this time on how it handles various allegations. Quote, individuals are responsible for their own personal actions. WWE has zero tolerance for matters involving domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual assault. Upon arrest for such misconduct, a WWE talent will be immediately suspended. Upon conviction for such misconduct, a WWE talent will be immediately terminated. WWE's ability to fine, suspend, or terminate a WWE talent will not be, however, limited or compromised in any manner in the event incontrovertible evidence of such illegal misconduct is presented to WWE. Allegations of abuse have also been made towards AEW's Jimmy Havoc. Not just abuse, but also substance abuse as well. Now, although Havoc himself hasn't responded, AEW did put out a statement addressing the matter with, quote, we wish Jimmy Havoc all the best as he receives treatment and counselling in an effort to overcome the mental health and substance abuse challenges in his life. We are aware of various reports related to Jimmy. We are evaluating his status with our company and will address it when he has successfully completed his rehabilitation. Just before the weekend, the National Wrestling Alliance put out a statement that said the following. Pursuant to allegations made by pro wrestler Liz Savage on her Twitter account 6/18/2020, NWA VP David Lagana has resigned his position effective immediately. As well, all production of NWA content is temporarily halted, pending a restructuring of executive management positions. Now, regarding allegations made against Impact Wrestling's Dave Christ and Joey Ryan, Impact's parent company Anthem issued the following statement that was sent to PW Insider. It is a core value of the Anthem organization that we conduct our business with respect and integrity, providing a safe and secure working environment for our employees and performers. We are following carefully the various allegations being made through social media and are reviewing all incidents involving Impact Wrestling talent and personnel to determine an appropriate course of action. There's been major structural changes to Progress Wrestling, a WWE affiliate company in the UK. We'll talk about those in just a second, but before we do, Progress put out a statement regarding some of their roster members and the status currently they have with Progress Wrestling following allegations against them. So the statement goes as follows. Further to our statement made earlier today, here is an update regarding specific allegations and current roster members. David Starr will no longer be working for Progress. Mark Paz Perry will no longer be working for Progress. Travis Banks will no longer be working for Progress. El Ligero will no longer be working for Progress. Jordan Devlin will be suspended indefinitely. The tag titles have been vacated. Scotty Davis will be suspended indefinitely. The tag titles have been vacated. We take all these allegations extremely seriously. Those under suspension will have their situation reviewed periodically between now and events starting again. We continue continue to monitor and listen to the speaking out movement so that we can take appropriate action when necessary. Now, at 10 o'clock last night, Progress Wrestling tweeted out the following. When it comes to Progress, huge change is needed and huge change has begun. Glenn Robinson and Matt Richards are stepping away. So as an addendum to this, Glenn Robinson is Glenn Joseph, who you may know. He's been a commentator for Progress, and he was one of sort of the three people behind Progress. Matt Richards was a creative and a ring announcer for Progress. He actually announced before this statement that he had left Progress. Just to give you a bit of backstory with that. So Glenn Robinson and Matt Richards are stepping away. The tweet continues. Vicky Haskins is involved. Luce from Socials is involved. James Amner is involved. And I am involved. More on this tomorrow from Michael Oku, who you may know as independent wrestler the OJMO. So it seems like there is a big managerial shakeup within Progress Wrestling, and when we know more about it, you will know more about it too. Elsewhere across the wrestling industry, WXW has released a statement on their website. This is just an excerpt from it. We have prepared a system to reach out to our wrestlers and staff members, to our academy coaches, to our academy members. We're going to make aware of the systematic problem. We are going to make them aware what kind of behavior we won't tolerate. We are going to make them aware that this problem starts earlier than they might think, be it with coaches making fun of other students in front of students, with talent chatting up fans and exchanging phone numbers / social media accounts, and with derogatory terms like, quote, ring rats. There is more on WXW's website regarding that statement. And following abuse allegations surrounding a member of their roster, Chikara have released the following. We have been made aware of a recent allegation about Kobold. We take all allegations of misconduct very seriously and are looking into the matter. Our priority is and always will be the safety of our fans, cast and crew. In accordance with this, Kobold has been removed from our roster. Now, obviously, many more wrestling companies have stepped forward and made statements with plans to make big changes to how they run business and offer more support. And it's absolutely needed in this time. I think the one thing that will come from all of this is that wrestling will be a much brighter, more inclusive place by the very end of this all. And just to sort of reiterate something that I said at the end of Friday's video. It's been an incredibly tense weekend, an incredibly uncomfortable weekend with necessary conversation being had. But never give up on good people. I think the one thing that we've seen through a lot of this is some amazing people who have stepped forward and offered support and information and guidance to people who maybe don't feel comfortable to come forward themselves. To name a couple of people that I've seen, Leanne Marie Ress on Twitter, who's been absolutely amazing in helping people with speaking out. Lucy Openshaw has been phenomenal with supporting people as well. Alexis Falcon is another name as well. There's so many, and I apologise for not naming more than just those three, but I promise you there are good people out there, and I personally have been retweeting a lot of them. I know Matthew has been retweeting a lot of people as well, and if you feel like if you want to talk to people, there are good people out there that you can talk to. Always remember that there will never not be good people. Now, we have some other wrestling news to get to today. But obviously this is a conversation that can't be contained to like a short wrestling news video on a Monday morning. There will be more discussion to be had on this, not just in these videos daily, but throughout the working day, around the clock really. And you can always find more as we get it, as we talk about it on our Twitter at Cultaholic and at cultaholic.com. Independent wrestling came back over the weekend. GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, putting on the World on GCW. It was streaming online from Indianapolis, Indiana, an outdoor event. And Brett Lauderdale from GCW has explained some of the precautions taken during the pandemic to assure the safety of the wrestlers and the fans. This includes obviously the event being held outdoors, which will make a difference. There was 4 multi-outlet sanitizer stations set set up around the area. They were sanitizing the ropes and the turnbuckles between every single match. There were masks being offered at the door and being given to people as they arrived into the area. There was a staggered social distance seating chart in place. You know, people who put together charts would have had fun doing this because there was 50% seating at ringside, and you could tell that there was a lot of precautionary measures put in place there. And groups limited to 2 or 4 based on household purchase. They made sure to keep those groups small and well positioned. Now, following the event, GCW made a charitable donation to Indiana-based causes, saying Indiana supported us, so we want to support Indiana, and they donated to the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence and the Bail Project via Black Lives Matter Indy. A really wonderful gesture by Game Changer Wrestling. And finally, I have some news about Stu Bennett. In an interview with Wrestling Inc., he was asked about what's next for him, whether he's closed the book on professional wrestling. And Stu Bennett said, "I'm not retired in any sense of the word in terms of pro wrestling. I love doing commentary and I love working with NWA. That's been a goal of mine for a long time." He talks about working in FCW with Dusty Rhodes and being the colour commentator down there. He says, in terms of in-ring, maybe at some point, if the right place, the right time, the right offer comes in, then I can see myself dusting off the boots. I might need some new trunks, as they might have got thrown out, but I still have the boots. Well, we know that Stu Bennett was approached by WWE recently in terms of doing a Nexus reunion. So I think if Stu Bennett's going to return to the ring anywhere, I could see him doing something with WWE. I'm sure I've seen some back and forth between Stu Bennett and Drew McIntyre. That's an intriguing little arrangement, is it not? I think it might be. One to keep an eye on there. That's your news for Monday. Loads of other stuff on the YouTube channel right now. If you want to find out more about the status of The Undertaker, we have our very own Jack with a news video on this channel as well. And I leave you once again with what has kind of become my mantra over the last weekend, over this past weekend, and I kind of hope it has become yours as well. There will never not be good people. There will never not be good people. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.